Hello, happy Wednesday. Today's date is May 29th, 2024. My name is Michael Leeserman here with the Trial Guide's tip of the day. Today's tip comes from Rick Friedman's book, Polarizing the Case, Exposing and Defeating the Malingering Myth. I think everyone's read this. If you haven't, go out and get it. Really get all of Rick's books. They will help you. And with that, Rick, welcome. Could you read today's tip from your book, please?
You bet. As you question the IME doctor, don't get lost in the fog. He will try to generalize, mix concepts, and confuse issues. Take your time. Break each aspect of his opinion into the smallest possible parts and clarify each part, one at a time. Make him define all of his terms. Don't get frustrated. This isn't about you looking good. It is about forcing him to describe each piece of his opinion as clearly as possible.
There's so much that's packed into those few sentences. So I wanted to break that down. The first thing that strikes me as just so important is to break the testimony into parts. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I don't know if that section was talking in the context of deposition or trial, but I kind of have the same attitude towards both, which is I've started to think of it. I use the term clarifying cross. Really, it goes back to what we see so often in so many contexts. The confusion, ambiguity favors the defense. And the IME doctors are famous for implying things, mixing concepts, just like that quote says. And so what often happens is plaintiff lawyers get frustrated and start arguing. And usually that doesn't work out well for the lawyer. And what I'm trying to encourage lawyers to do is stay very precise. Okay, you're saying, you're saying there's a possibility of secondary gain. What do you mean by possibility? How likely do you think it is? Instead of saying, how can you accuse my client of secondary gain or whatever the arguments are, breaking it apart, because the more the IME, for most of these people, it's not true of all, but if you've got a legitimate case with legitimate experts, chances are the defense experts are fudging somewhere along the line. And if you could just clarify what they're saying, often that's impeachment enough. Oh, so you're saying this woman who got out of the car and said, "I'm fine," was malingering. Okay, you're saying that when she went back to work, that was part of her scheme to malinger. Okay, you're saying, and just keep clarifying exactly what they're saying in the context of the facts of your case. And that can be super powerful impeachment without a single gotcha moment, without a single Perry Mason type moment.
I love it. And this really goes to the idea of polarizing the case. Again, if the audience hasn't read this, go buy the book. But the idea that when you ask a question, you don't care if it's yes or no, but you want to get the yes or no. And so if you really break it down, my experience is most doctors or defense experts are going to end up conceding some of those things. Yes, when I say possibility, I'm not saying your client is malingering. I'm just saying anything's possible.
Right.
And even better is if, and this is the brilliance of polarizing the case, they say, "No, I am saying your client is malingering." Great. Now we know what the case is about.
Yeah, we're off and running. Yeah.
So wonderful. And the other thing that's worth a mention that I think is so important, and you've said it a few times, for lawyers to not get frustrated. And it's not about you looking good. If you're worried about how you look, you're not really doing a service to your client. Can you just talk about that briefly?
Well, I think lawyers, very common, especially with younger lawyers, although certainly not exclusively younger lawyers, it's a performance thing. I want to step into the courtroom and look good, or step into the deposition room and have everybody impressed with what a great lawyer I am. But that means your focus is on you, not on your case, not on the issues you're trying to establish. Why have a mixed agenda? If you can get the agenda of looking good off the table, you have a lot more energy and focus to devote to winning the case. So,
I love it. Thank you. These are things that I hope everyone takes in. They're super helpful. Appreciate you being here, and the 5 books that you've given us. Everyone should go out and read them. It's really just filled with your life's work in the law. Thank you for sharing.
thank you, Michael.
Let's take a deep breath together and just be grateful to be alive this Wednesday. May the work that we do today help to reduce suffering in the world. May it help to repair the world. May we fiercely and compassionately advocate for our clients. May we understand that we can do both, be fierce and compassionate. May our actions today exemplify the law, exemplify the profession of lawyering at its highest ideals of truth and honor and integrity. I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now. As you hear these chimes, let them take you into a meditation practice, a prayer practice, or just let the sounds wash over you and remind you, it's Wednesday, wake up, go out, do good things, and have fun while you're doing it.